Today we will be talking about the 14th Amendment, the 11th Amendment, and the 24th Amendment. The 14th Amendment was ratified on July 9, 1868. This amendment granted citizenship and equal civil legal rights to all persons born or naturalized in the United States. This amendment also prevents states from denying anyone's life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Two challenges this amendment faced in the process of getting ratified were Andrew Johnson strongly opposed this amendment, and most Confederate state legislatures refused to ratify the amendment. If the 14th Amendment was never passed, most minorities today wouldn't be able to vote or even get a job. African Americans wouldn't be able to own their own land, and also if this wasn't passed, women wouldn't have pushed their rights to vote in the 19th century. This world would never be diverse like it is today, and it would be the same United States before 1865 minus slavery.
What is the 11th Amendment? The 11th Amendment limits the power of federal government to hear lawsuits against state governments brought by the citizens of another state or the citizens of a foreign country. It also protects the state's treasury and the state's dignity. What is the history? Article 3 of the Constitution said in February 1793 that citizens of a state can sue other states in a federal court. North Carolina ratified the amendment on February 7, 1795 by 3/4 of the states, but the government didn't officially ratify the amendment until January 8, 1798. Chisholm versus Georgia led to the creation of this amendment because it was the first political matter concerning the state and the federal governments. Challenges getting this amendment passed were how it's been inconsistent and incoherent since it was introduced in 1977. Also, the Supreme Court has decided that citizens can't sue their own states in federal court, but over the years, the Supreme Court has found exceptions so that citizens can sue states in certain kinds of cases. If America never passed this amendment, it would give the government less power and legitimacy, which would result in loss of order in the government.
The 24th Amendment grants U.S. citizens the right to vote in any primary or other election for president or vice president, for electors for president or vice president, or for senator or representative in Congress. It also says that citizens shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or any state by reason of failure to pay any poll tax or other tax. The amendment was proposed on August 27, 1962, because southern states were using poll taxes to keep African Americans from voting. The amendment was passed so that African Americans and other minorities could vote. One challenge was that the Supreme Court ruled that poll taxes did not violate the 14th or 15th Amendment. Another problem was that the amendment was limited to federal elections, which excluded state elections. African Americans would still have difficulty voting today if the amendment was not passed.